Today we're checking out some of the best cases available for the new Moto G Power 2025. I will leave a link for everything covered in today's video down below. So let's go ahead and get started. Now the official rugged case by Motorola only comes in black, has a real nice soft microfiber on the inside. It's got a bunch of little bumps and texture pretty much on all sides. It's a little bit thicker TPU material that has a little bit of flex to it. Pretty minimal screen protection all the way around. Flexes a little bit on the sides. Also has some extra protection on the corners. Nice tapered opening for the power button, so it's easy to use the fingerprint scanner. Volume buttons seem to stick out plenty as well, so they're easy to use. The volume buttons actually have some pretty good clickiness. Really nice and large lip going around the cameras on the back. Definitely one of the better looking cases in my opinion. Nice and large opening for the charging port and headphone jack as well. And of course it's going to work with wireless charging. Weighs about 41 grams for the case itself, so not too bad considering it's a little more rugged. Easily one of the best as far as grip goes for the Moto G Power 2025. Kind of personal preference, but I really like the cases that have the magnet on the back. I actually use mine for car mounts, but obviously it'll work with other MagSafe accessories as well. This one by Fint case. You can get with the magnet or without. Kind of a translucent matte material on the back. Has a harder plastic shell on the back. Pretty snug fit. Doesn't really move too much on the sides. It's got good screen protection all the way around. Nice and large lip going around the cameras on the back. Probably a little better protection than from the official Motorola case. The material's pretty thin around the fingerprint scanner, so that's easy to use. The volume buttons stick out plenty on this one, and they're easy to use. Nice and large opening for the charging port, headphone jack, and speaker. Has a silicone with a little rougher texture on the sides. Actually has pretty good grip in my opinion. Pretty strong magnet on the back, and of course it's going to work with wireless charging or other MagSafe accessories. Weighs about 46 grams for the case itself, so not bad considering it has the magnet. Overall, just a really nice magnetic or MagSafe case with pretty good grip and protection from Fint case. If you're looking for a simple silicone or a soft TPU case, this one by Vanston is a liquid silicone, so it's a little easier to keep clean versus a regular silicone case. Comes in about 14 different colors. The one shown here is yellow. Also comes with a tempered glass screen protector as well. Has a soft microfiber material on the inside. It does have some flex to it, but it feels like a little bit thicker TPU material. Pretty minimal screen protection. It moves a little bit on the sides, a little more close to the buttons since it's a thinner material. Definitely one of the better ones as far as the opening for the fingerprint scanner. Volume buttons seem to stick out plenty. They don't make any sound when clicking them, but they still seem to work pretty good. On the back, it's got a cutout for each camera lens. I probably like this style better than most. Just keeps things a little cleaner, a little more protected in my opinion. Nice and large opening for the charging port and headphone jack. Easily one of the lighter cases out there at only 35 grams. And of course, it works with wireless charging. Not bad as far as the grip goes. I think if you want a simple silicone style case, this one's definitely a good option by Vanston. Now, if you don't want to cover up the back of your phone, this clear case by Natbach has a built-in magnet on the back. Also comes with 2 tempered glass screen protectors. It's got a flexible TPU material around the edges, harder plastic shell on the back. Pretty minimal screen protection. Has a nice clean design to it on the back. Has a nice lip going around the cameras on the back. Nice and large opening for the power button, so it's pretty easy to use the fingerprint scanner. There's no sound when clicking the volume buttons, but still seems to work pretty good on here. It's got a nice and large opening for the charging port, headphone jack, and speaker on the bottom. Nice and strong magnet on the back, so it's going to work with wireless charging and other MagSafe accessories. Of course, you will get some fingerprints on the back, like most clear cases, so you may have to clean it a little more often. Only weighs about 35 grams, which is pretty lightweight considering it has a magnet. But overall, really nice quality with this one if you're looking for a clear, MagSafe case for the Moto G Power 2025. If you want a more rugged case, the Poetic Guardian comes in 3 different colors. The one shown here is black. It's got military grade drop protection. Also has a scratch resistant clear back. You have the option of with a screen protector or without. It's got a softer TPU material around the edges. Pretty rigid overall, doesn't really flex much. Pretty simple to just snap on the screen protector and then just work your way around the edges. This one has a nice clean design on the back. Kind of nice that you can see the color of your phone as well. Has a nice and large rim going around the cameras on the back, so pretty good protection there. Real nice screen protection with this one. One of the largest openings for the fingerprint scanner. Volume buttons work pretty good as well. You've also got a flap on the bottom for the charging port and headphone jack. The screen protector does have a little bit of grippiness to it. Other than that, it actually works really good on here. Of course, you are going to get some fingerprints on the back, like most clear cases, so you have to clean it a little bit more often. It also has some ridges here on the sides, which help give it a little extra grip as well. It's a little bit heavier at 53 grams. Of course, it's going to work with wireless charging. Overall, just a really nice, rugged, yet still pretty slim case by Poetic. If you just want a simple TPU case, this one by Softer comes in 3 different colors. This one here is almost the same exact blue color as the Moto G Power. You can see it's a thinner, flexible material. Has a matte texture to it in the center, a little bit glossy carbon fiber on the top and bottom. Actually has pretty good screen protection. Nice and large opening for the power button. Pretty thin material too, so it's easy to use the fingerprint scanner. Volume buttons stick out plenty, so they're easy to use. Also has good protection around the cameras on the back. I feel like this one has decent grip. They could make it even better if they put a little texture on the sides. Probably one of the better ones as far as the opening for the charging port and headphone jack as well. Only 34 grams for the case itself, so probably one of the lightest cases that you can get for this phone. And of course, it's going to work with wireless charging. Overall, just a nice thin, simple TPU case for the Moto G Power 2025. Now this dual layer or hybrid case by Fentcase is a little more rugged, comes in a lot of different color options. The one shown here is blue. It's got military grade drop protection, has a softer TPU material on the inside, harder plastic shell on the back. Looks like you actually have to separate the two to install the case. It actually has a super tight fit. I wasn't even sure if this was gonna fit. Has pretty minimal screen protection. For some reason, it seems a little loose around the power and volume buttons. This is probably my least favorite out of all these. The volume buttons actually have some pretty good clickiness. It's nice that they leave the volume buttons exposed so it's easier to get to. I just think this piece here is just a little bit too thick. The back and the sides are covered with a bunch of little bumps, kind of a rougher texture. Actually has pretty good grip on the sides. Pretty large opening for the charging port and headphone jack. Probably just enough protection for the cameras on the back. Definitely a little bit heavier at 62 grams. Looks like it also works with wireless charging, even though it has to go through 2 layers. For me, the only downside to this case is probably this piece here for the volume buttons. Again, this is probably my least favorite out of all the cases I'm showing, but figured I would try this one out anyways. Now this rugged case by Wanai, not really sure how you pronounce it, but it reminds me of an OtterBox Defender case. It actually has a hard plastic shell on the inside. You've got a plastic frame that goes around the screen. Probably the easiest way to put this together is to place it into the back part first. And then just work your way around the edges to put it into the softer TPU, almost silicone material for the back. Has a tapered lip going around the cameras on the back. Has a rougher silicone texture on the back. Also has some ridges on the side, which help give it better grip as well. Really nice and large lip going around the screen on all sides. Fingerprint scanner actually works really good on here. You can see how large the opening is for the power button. The volume buttons don't make any sound when you click them, but they don't take much effort to push. You can see it's got a flap that covers up the charging port. Even though it's a thicker case, seems to work good with wireless charging as well. Weighs about 66 grams, definitely a little bit heavier, but it also has some of the best protection as well. I gotta say, overall, pretty nice quality. If you want a case that's pretty much identical to the OtterBox Defender case, then you'll definitely want to check this one out. The silicone might not be quite as soft, but it's pretty close. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.